I tweeted Gustavo Lopez on a weigh-in day after they weighed in and Anthony and him embraced. They like hugged. It's not often you see a hug on the weigh-ins, and I'm just a ruthless, savage bastard. So I was like, no, Lopez, don't be hugging him, kill him. And I tweeted him something like that. And then I find out a little bit later in the UFC broadcast on Saturday, they're like, oh, they're former friends. And I was like, oh shit, no wonder why Gustavo didn't like my tweet. So so either way, so Anthony Birchak, we're huge fans of you too now. The way that he played and interacted with our tweets back and forth, he was a straight gentleman. And how long have you known him?
He was training in here in Las Vegas 5 years ago. I think he was here for like a year or two, but we always stayed in touch. Good friends with one of our good friends, Travis and Nick DeLee, moved down there and they just do their own thing. And he's a mutual friend of all of us. We hanged out multiple times. It's like, it's crazy. When I got the call, when my manager hits me up like, hey man, I was like, let me put it back. Let me go back. We're the day of 3 weeks before this fight that I had just recently had, I ended up getting COVID. Oh. And I'm like, oh fuck. Hey, at least we got 3 weeks. I was kind of feeling kind of sick for a little bit for like 2 days and then got better. And then so all I had to do is just wait the 14 days and then we were able to go. But that 14 days put me in fight week. So I was just trying to stay in shape, wasn't able to go. I literally locked up in my house. I ended up setting it up to be cool. And I just ran and did a bunch of homework. I was trying to, this whole pandemic there, and we got to try to be safe as much as possible. So I just stayed in. I got, weight was down. Luckily, we had already a good camp already for it, so we're like ready for it. I just had to get my weight down for the last 3 weeks, and just ran. But the week of the fight, after I got over it, they call us up on Friday, like, hey, we have to come get COVID tested. No big deal. So we go over there, and I come out positive still after 2 weeks. Like I had it already positive. I was already positive the first time. Took the 14 days that I needed. I felt great. Went to go get tested again before the fight. Came back positive.
That's crazy.
Holy shit. Like fight's over. Like fight's done. I'm not going to do it. The UFC doctor, Dr. D, ended up calling the UFC like, no. There's no way. There's no reason why he should be positive. Check him again. Make sure, I think we just got a false positive one. So they gave me 2 more days, and I get tested on Monday. And the next day, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm still gonna fight, no big deal. So I go on a run on Tuesday morning, and I get a call that I'm negative and you're good to go. That weekend, we found out that Carlos was tested positive too, so he was out of the fight. And I'm like, oh, that weekend was just crazy. Everybody was getting sick. Luckily, I came back negative. Carlos came out positive, and then Birchak, they offered me Birchak. They're like, hey, we got a replacement. I'm not sure how many other people were in line, but I was told by my manager, Birchak, it was like I think it was like the best bet for us to fight. It's fight Birchak or possibly not fight, because I don't know if they couldn't find nobody or whatever, but they told me, hey, Birchak is the guy. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll fight. I want money. I'll fight him.
Yeah.
I knew he was a friend. Like he's a friend, but I'll fight a friend if they pay us, right?
Oh, yeah.
As long as it doesn't mess up with crazy rankings or, like we don't train under the same teammates now. It's been like 3 years since we actually trained, but we trained before, and like we're mutual friends, but we're not training. Like we don't train now. And
yeah, that makes sense.
He's been on a tear. He fought his last 4 or 5 fights, first round finishes. He's a monster on the ground. Owns his own gym in Tucson. This guy is straight up G. And he's been working so hard trying to get back into the UFC and being able. And I'm like, I knew how that felt, like trying to get into the UFC, or even for him getting back. Like it's hard. It's not a simple thing that you just like, hey, I want to come back. It's not that. It's just you need to jump all these hoops and beat all these people, and things didn't go right. And that was the situation. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fight him. I gave him a call right after I got the text like, hey, you want to fight Birchak? I'm like, yeah, I'll fight him. I called Birchak. Like, hey man, no hard feelings, but let's do this. I know how hard you've been working. You've been trying to get in the UFC. Let's do this. You know, you're in. You're
Yeah.
in. So the good thing about it is that, you know, he's still a friend. He's in the UFC now, got a 4-fight contract, and hopefully the next fight he does better. But he was so emotional about it because he
Yeah.
knew, like, I could have said no. I easily could
Yeah.
have said no. I easily could have said, like, you know, it's a friend. I'm not gonna. I don't want to mess that up, and you know. But no, I feel like I'm a better friend for fighting my dude and giving him the chance to make some money. Especially we're in a pandemic. Who knows how things be going? But extra money is always great. And to
Exactly.
be able to get back in the UFC and now has access to all the things that the UFC offers. Like,
Yeah.
it cost him a loss, but you know, I feel like he gained a lot more. He's gonna gain more out of this. So, work it
Yeah.
out, man.